Hey guys, I'm back with another Nykaa sale recommendations video. I'm recommending the best of the best products, the products I feel are really worth the price and especially worth picking up during a sale rather than just generic products that happen to be on sale throughout the year pretty much. So these are like some products you can try out and I have recommended them so many times on my channel as well. If you wanted to try it out, this would be the right time. If you don't want to, you're on a no buy, you don't want to splurge more money on makeup, you already have enough. Of course, this video is not for you. You can exit this video and come back for some other video of mine, which is also going to be product recommendations pretty much. But I know, I understand if this video could be tempting for you to pick up something that you don't really need. So if you don't want to watch this video, I totally understand. And so yeah, let's get started. So first up, for skincare and everything, I have the same products again to recommend, which I did in my last video as well, because I haven't been trying out a lot of different skincare products because my skin has been like performing really well and these products are working out really well for my skin. So I don't want to experiment with too many products. So one is this Tinted Milk Skin Toner. I finally moved this to my like everyday skincare drawer because I get to use it so much more. If it was lying here in the studio, I don't get to use it as much, and this is one of my favorite milky toners of all time. Especially if you have dry sensitive skin, you can try this out. I also tried out another milky toner from Anua, which kind of stings and burns my skin and I don't really like it as much as I like this. This is the best toner I've tried out so far. And while we are talking about Tinted products, I also picked up the full size of the Tinted Ceramic Milk Ampule. I earlier had the 30 ml one. Now I went ahead and bought the 40 ml one because this one is almost empty. This is a perfect pre-makeup base and it just gives you the most amazing hydrated glowy skin for makeup, especially if you feel like makeup is not sitting well on your skin. It looks really dry, powdery, heavy, cakey. I mean, you feel like your skin is very dry, and especially if you have mature skin, you would really love these products. They are made for makeup. I feel like a makeup base, and you can use it as a skincare product as well. Of course, there's no harm in using it every day, but I just feel like it's a bit too much for me on a day-to-day basis because I tend to sweat a lot on my face. I'm not someone who sits idly anywhere, so I'm running around all the time and I don't want it to feel very heavy. And I also picked up this one from Tilbury. This is the ceramic cream and I really like this as well. It's very thick, so don't really try this if you have combination oily acne prone skin. I recommend this only for people with normal to dry skin, not sensitive skin. I really like this again because it's very hydrating, and sometimes just on a day-to-day basis I like to use this, but I don't really like to use this pre-workout because I feel like it just makes my face sweat so much. And while speaking about workout, it's not like I'm so consistent with workout. I just don't have the time for it anymore. I'm always caught up with something. It's just sometimes so hard to hit the gym, but I'm trying my best. Anua, this is my repurchase. This is the 10 plus niacinamide plus TXA. This is one of the best niacinamide serums I've ever tried out. It did wonders for my skin, especially in terms of hyperpigmentation. My pores, my skin feels a lot more clear, it's not congested, and I just love this product. This I'm going to be repurchasing. It's almost empty. This one is Nambusin NAD plus bio lifting essence. It is so good to keep your skin looking plump, hydrated, and just like you've had a lot of water. It's hydrated, you're eating really good food. This does that. I use this underneath my eyes. I use it all over my face, neck, sometimes in the back of my hand as well. And I absolutely love this product. It just pairs really well with all of this, even retinol. And I really like this. And I've read a lot of reviews of people over 50 really loving this. And that's the reason I actually got convinced to get this, because someone was like completely against this product and she's a doctor and everything. And she was like, no, NAD in skincare is just not very efficient, and you know, there's no proven efficacy of that product. But the comments under that video was like, girl, what are you talking about? It works amazingly well for my skin and it's just made me look very like plump, juicy, hydrated, and I was all in for it. Yeah, that's pretty much all the skincare products I have, I guess. Let's move on to makeup. Now for primer, for priming my skin as a priming base, I use these two. Interchangeably, it's not like one is better than the other, just that this is a little bit more thick. This one is from Flicka. This is a Silk Touch Milk Cream Concentrate. This is a little bit thicker than this one from Daily Forever 52, and this is a little bit more fragrant. So it depends on your skin type and your preference. I use both of it. I feel like flicker gives a little bit more of a glowy finish than Daily Forever 52. If you have combination oily skin type, sensitive skin, try Daily Forever 52. But if you wanted a very, very glowy base, and like if you're prepping your skin really well, this is what you should be trying out. It does make a huge difference to your foundations and the way your base sits, okay? Even though the fragrance is kind of strong, I really like it and I have been using it so much. I have not stopped using. If I like something, I'm not someone to stop using it after recommending it in a video. I will use it. And then primers, there's just 2 primers. I don't really feel like we need a high-end primer. The e.l.f. Power Grip Primer, one of the best primers available in the market. e.l.f. goes on buy one get one, buy two get one, so you can try out a lot of e.l.f. products at this time. And another primer, if you feel like this is a little bit too sticky tacky, the NYX the Face Glue Gripping Primer is also really nice. It's milky, it has a little bit of a tackiness, it does make your makeup long lasting. And then moving on to skin tints, the L'Oreal Infallible 24-hour Tinted Serum. I mean, if it is available on good discount, it is the right time to try it out. It's a very nice product to play around with. You can keep it light, medium, and pretty much like a foundation. So it looks really nice on the skin. It's not too dewy, too matte. I've talked about it quite a few times, so I'm not going to be repeating it time and again. And then if you're like, oh, why are you not recommending Insight and all of the other skin tints you recommended? That's because most of the Insight products are anyways on discount throughout the year, and I don't want to be like adding it in this video and making this video a lot longer. And then the Milk skin tint is on 30% off, and I think this is the right time to try it out. It's what I have on my face right now. I absolutely love the finish of this. It is a little bit glowy. It has that same primer like feel, so it makes it very long lasting. I don't even have to set it. I love the finish of it. It is very skin like, but has pretty good coverage, like not like high, like I can make it light medium, and it's what I have on this side of my face and I really like it. On this side I have the Makeup Forever Super Boost skin tint, which is also a really nice skin tint. I mean, it's not glowy or anything, but it's the most skin-like skin tint I own, so this is something that looks like second skin. Like the Milk and everything is a little bit glowy, and also the texture of it is a little bit like different. This one is quite runny, but it gives you a very skin-like finish. And Rare Beauty is launched on Nykaa, but I can see that their skin tint is not available on Nykaa, but that's also a really nice skin tint, like one of the rare finds from Rare Beauty that I really like. And then for foundations, NARS Radiant Longwear Foundation. Like, you can try this out irrespective of your skin type. It's a really nice foundation. If you have very, very dry skin, I'm not sure, but it still looks beautiful on the skin, and it has pretty good coverage actually. Just a little bit of it goes a long way. Just that I feel like with NARS, you don't really get your right shade match, and their undertones are also very different. I have this one in the shade Valencia, which is orange on my skin, so I have to like conceal and use different products to make this work. But I love the finish of this. It doesn't look matte, but it doesn't look dewy, and it just looks flawless on the skin, like butter, like thick butter on your skin. And then the Dior Stick Foundation. Dior products never come on discount, but if you wanted to try out something a little bit bougie, this is a really nice stick foundation. It's a little bit glowy, but good coverage, looks flawless on the skin again. I have this one in the shade 3.5N. I think I would just stick to W in Dior products. Like 3W matches my skin tone much better than 3.5W. And this one from Chanel, which I also spoke about in a shorts video recently. This is such a nice skin tint, like very like watery. It feels like you've just applied something super hydrating on your skin, like blended your skin tint with water, and then it just feels a little bit wet on your skin, but it looks beautiful. And it's not very natural looking, but it just something about it just makes your skin look very flawless. But again, this also doesn't come on discounts, so I'm just recommending some luxury makeup products as well. You don't necessarily have to try it out. For cushion foundation, of course, the L'Oreal Infallible Cushion Foundation. This is like second skin. It's undetectable on the skin. So if you wanted a cushion foundation like for work, for college, where your makeup needs to look a little bit undetectable, I'm not sure if people are very particular about all of that, but if you wanted something that looks like second skin, this is what you should try out. But if you wanted a more glowy cushion foundation, then Insight. I mean, this is a very affordable product. Again, you can find it on discount throughout the year, but just in case you wanted something a little bit more glowy and flawless looking, this is what you can try out if you have very dry skin and you're looking for an affordable recommendation. And then for powders, I have quite a few here to recommend. The Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Finish Powder. This one is a little bit drying on my skin, so I would recommend this for people with sort of combination oily skin type. I feel like there are more lightweight powders than this, but this is a beautiful powder. There are better recommendations than this in the sense that if you have the NARS soft matte setting powder, this one is in the shade Bay, which is sadly I think discontinued, but they have a couple of other different shades like Clove Cliff. You can try one of that. This is a little bit yellow, but this is super soft and finely milled, and it's just so nice if you have dry skin and you feel like powders don't really work out for you. You wanted something very, very, very lightweight. This is what you can try out. Or you can try out this one from Too Faced. I'm not sure if Too Faced is even going on discount on Nykaa. I got this one from Tira Beauty actually, and this one is in the shade medium, and this is also super soft, finely milled, a really good shade match, a little bit brightening, and very, very nice for people with dry under eyes. And if you wanted powder foundation, Estee Lauder powder foundation. I'm not sure if this comes on discount. I don't know what is going on sale. Okay, I'm just giving you my recommendation. This is like a very skin-like powder foundation. I've used this a couple of different times. It looks like I haven't used much, but I use these with light hand. I'm not someone who cakes on powder foundation. So every single time I had to set my makeup and everything, I use this. But after I found the Maybelline Super Stay foundation, this is the one I have reached out for so much. This is in the shade Spiced Sand and Spiced Sand 4in1. And this is in the shade 310. You can see how much I've like tapped into this. It sets your makeup so beautifully. It doesn't look cakey. It doesn't look heavy. Use a light dusting of this and it sets your makeup so well whilst adding coverage as well and keeps your makeup put pretty much throughout the day. And then for color correctors, I can't believe I skipped color correctors and went directly to powders and everything. Talking about color correctors and concealers, this is a recent discovery. This one is the M.A.C color corrector in the shade Peach, which is really nice. It's lightweight, it's pretty matte, it doesn't move around too much, so I wouldn't recommend this for people with dry under eye area. But if you have like very oily under eye area, slippery, and you feel like color correctors move everywhere and you mix this with your foundation, this is not like that, and it gives you sort of light medium correction, not too much. It's not a very pigmented product, but I liked it. And then if you wanted another one, I have this one from NARS. This is in the shade Impossible Dream, which is a pretty decent color corrector. Again, not very pigmented, but would work for you if you have dry under eye area. But I think I would like to go a shade darker. I feel like this one kind of alters the concealer that goes on top of it and kind of shears it out or like makes it move around a little bit. So yeah. Then we have concealers. I have this one. This is a new launch from Charlotte Tilbury. This is their Airbrush Flawless Blur Concealer. I also ordered the Milk Makeup Concealer, but I haven't received it yet. This one is okay. Like, I expected a lot from it, like with all of those reviews and everything. I just expected a little bit more. I thought this would be like their Flawless Finish foundation, but this is sort of lighter in terms of coverage than that. I would say it's medium coverage, but if you have very intense dark circles, you need a color corrector underneath. This is like, it's the coverage of this on its own is not enough, and I feel like it does kind of fade away from the inner corner of my eye a little bit sooner. I'm not the one to set any concealer, so I don't know if setting helps it, but most of the times when I set a concealer, it starts to act up on me. So this is pretty good, but I mean, you pay a hefty price point. It depends on your preference if you want to pick it up or not. And something from the affordable market that looks very natural, very fresh underneath your eyes, especially if you have dry under eye area, mature skin, PAC Studio HD concealer. Very nice. Beautiful. I have this one in the shade 260, which is a little bit lighter for my skin tone, but with color correction, it matches me to the dot. And Morphe concealer is very underrated. It is pretty good in terms of coverage, lasting power, doesn't cake up, doesn't fade away too fast. I have this one in the shade Cashew 9W, which is a little bit darker for my skin tone, but I got this intentionally because I didn't want to color correct, and that's the reason I got a darker shade. But they have color correctors in this range. They also have a lot of shades, so you can pick it up, and it gives you really good coverage, really good finish. You don't even have to set it, and it is very long lasting. A concealer that I've been using every single day because I emptied my Lancome concealer, which if you find that in discount, you can pick it up. It's a very beautiful natural finish concealer, very light medium in terms of coverage, but it'll just make you look put together. Like if you wanted a good pick-me-up that's the concealer I would recommend. This one from Estee Lauder, however, is quite natural looking, but it's a little bit more matte than the Lancome concealer. That Lancome one is just like skin. It's just like skin. It's just undetectable again. But this one is slightly more matte than that, but I don't mind it, and it's very long wearing. I got this one in the shade 4N, which is a little bit pink. I didn't know Estee Lauder neutral shades run a little bit pink. I should have just stuck to the shade 4W. But yeah, I don't mind it. I can kind of pull it off, and this has been my everyday concealer. It is really nice if you wanted to try it out. And then for spot concealing, you can try out the NARS soft matte concealer. I have this one in the shade Sucre DIOR. More than using this underneath your eyes, which can be a little bit too drying and matte, you can use this for spot concealing. Like if you have some dark spots or something like on your face, and then apply just to that area, and you will see the coverage and the finish it gives. It's pretty much like if you get your perfect shade match, it will look undetectable whilst giving you good coverage. And then for blushes, of course, Rare Beauty is launched on Nykaa, so you can try out their liquid blushes. I'm not sure how many people will be excited for this because it's been in the market for a while. But I have this in two shades, Believe and Faith. Faith is a matte blush, and Believe, I think, is a dewy formulation. Matte is quite long lasting compared to dewy, and also this is a little bit like matte. So if you don't really like matte blushes, I don't know if you would like it. This is a dark purple shade which I initially applied and then went over it with another blush. This shade in Believe is a nice mauve nude shade for my skin tone, but it fades away a lot sooner. So if you want to, you can try it out because you just want to see what the hype is all about, or you can just stick to the e.l.f. blushes. They have like similar shades, and that the shade Suave Mauve and all of that can be similar to the Rare Beauty one. I have this one in the shade Bronze Bombshell, which is a nice orange terracotta shade which works out really well for my skin tone. These are nice and pigmented, have a better lasting power than Rare Beauty. These look like they have a lot of shimmer particles in the tube, like you can see a little bit of shimmer, but it doesn't translate like that on the skin. This is also a terracotta shade which is from Charlotte Tilbury, which I've recommended in pretty much every single sale video, and if you haven't picked it up yet, maybe this video would convince you because this is the most beautiful shade of blush I own. And sometimes I get so many compliments for this blush, like you'll be like, what is on your face? It would pretty much be this one, and it gives you that dewy finish. It's very natural, very skin-like, and the pigmentation is amazing. And then for another Charlotte Tilbury blush is this one from their Healthy Glow Stick range, and this is in the shade Cherry Glow, which is sort of like a reddish shade of a blush which I really like on my skin tone, and it works out really well for me. It is not very dewy looking. It is slightly a little bit like on the drier side, so just keep that in mind. And then YSL Make Me Blush in the shade, okay, there's no mention of the shade. I had no expectations for this because YSL makeup has been a little bit disappointing for me, but this blush is so beautiful. It is a little bit matte, but it blends out so beautifully, and it doesn't tug and pull on your skin like the Rare Beauty one, and the pigmentation is amazing. So in case you wanted to try out the Rare Beauty one, you can try this out. It is like similar shade. It's called 5462Y800. YSL, they never mentioned the product name on this, so I'm not sure, but what a beautiful shade and beautiful lasting bar. And then from Morphe, this blush trio in the shade After Party is one of my most used blush shades. Like this cream shade and this powder blush is what I use the most, and it's beautiful the way it blends, the way it looks on your face. So if you wanted to try out Patrick Ta, you can try this out instead. And also this one from Morphe as well, which is called Intoxicated, is again a really nice formulation, beautiful mauve shade, a little bit dewy. I love it. But they just don't have those terracotta shades that Charlotte Tilbury has. If they do, then you'd have to just try this out instead of. And then this one from Nude Sticks. This one is their stack blush in the shade Sunkissed, which is a very nice, different formulation. It feels a little bit like putty textured. I mean, it's like a blend of a cream and powder product, soft pressed finish. And this shade is again beautiful. It's a beautiful mauve shade, mauvish brown shade, which works really well as a bronzer shade for my skin tone. So yeah, this is the only Nude Sticks blush that I really liked. Their foundation is very skin-like and amazing, and I love their lip products, but blushes I was not a very big fan of. And then MAC Melba classic. If you wanted to try out MAC blushes, this could be the right time, because I think they have it on buy 2 get 1 or flat 30 or flat 25% off. So Melba, Peaches, Dusty Rose, all of these are really nice shades. And then Too Faced, this blush, their Cloud Crush powder blush, and this is in the shade Velvet Crush. Beautiful nude in a very blurring matte formulation. So such a nice blush. It looks like it's so pale on my skin tone, but it actually shows up really well, and it doesn't exaggerate or emphasize any dryness on the skin, even though it's a matte blush. And that's the reason I'm recommending this. And then for bronzers, Rare Beauty liquid bronzer. This is a beautiful shade. This is called Serene, which first of all you can see the quantity of this you get, and it's a very nice undertone. It's not too warm, not too cool as well, and it's not very olive like the e.l.f. one. If you like these olive toned bronzers, you can try out the e.l.f. one instead of the Rare Beauty, but I like the undertone of this one much better. And then for a more natural looking contour bronzer shade, Clinique has recently expanded the shade range of this chubby stick, and I love this. It's called Curvy Contour, and it's a pretty decent match for my skin tone. It's not too dark, not too light, and it's not too cool toned as well. So I like to use this on a day-to-day basis. Or of course, now that Rare Beauty is launched here, one of the best stick bronzers I own is from Rare Beauty, and this is in the shade Always Sunny, which is a perfect undertone. It's a very nice bronzer for my skin tone. It's what I have on my cheek right now, and the blendability, the pigmentation and everything is amazing. And another sort of cream contour is from NARS. This is Laguna 02. I should have picked up 03 because this is a little bit cool tone for my skin tone. 03 is a little bit better, I feel like, and this one is so easy to blend, and the pigmentation is amazing, and even if you're a beginner, it just works out so well. I mean, I'm giving you all of these recommendations. You can pick and choose whichever one you like. You like these spot kind of bronzers or you like stick bronzers. That depends on you. And then also my Too Faced bronzer. I've not included here, but I use it pretty much so often. For powder bronzer, NARS Laguna 04 this is. Such a great shade of a bronzer for my skin tone. It has the right amount of warmth and it has a little bit of red tone, which I really like. It's a beautiful bronzer. One of the most used bronzers in my collection. I just want the travel size. I do not want to upgrade it to the full size because I'll never empty this. Yeah, you could also try out the Charlotte Tilbury bronzer, which I don't use as much because of the size of it, because it's so inconvenient, but it's a nice bronzer shade, which is in the shade Tan. And Too Faced Chocolate Soleil matte bronzer. It's also really nice. I mean, this is a little bit lighter for my skin tone, so I have to pack this on quite a bit. Then moving on to eyeshadow. I don't really use as much eyeshadows anymore. Like, I use the Too Faced single eyeshadows, which I've recommended so many times. I use the Daily Forever 52 single eyeshadows. Look at this. I use the Daily Forever 52 eyeshadows, which is again something that I use so much, the single eyeshadows. Apart from that, an eyeshadow palette you can try out is from Anastasia. This is their Novo eyeshadow palette. I'm not even sure if this is available anymore, but their mini eyeshadow palettes are really nice and you could try this out as well. It's what I have on my eyes right now. They don't disappoint in terms of pigmentation, but the shimmer shades are a little bit more subtle than their previous eyeshadow palettes. Like, I feel like they've changed the formulation of this. And then for mascaras, of course, my Stila mascara. I've talked about this so many times. It's one of the best mascaras I own. Look at the length and volume it gives. YSL mascara is pretty good. It's not volumizing, but it's a good lengthening mascara. Length and volume, like to a decent extent with good hold, is Maybelline Bubble mascara. And you can try out even the L'Oreal Panorama. It's very similar to the MAC mascaras, which gives you pretty good length and volume, and it's not as wet as that. And then for setting spray, like a fixing mist or just like a facial spray, you can try out the Dalba for Spray Serum. It is really nice to add a little bit of glow back to your skin, especially if your skin is extremely matte and you feel like your makeup is looking very dry and cakey. You can use this to prep your skin as well, or like in between like your makeup application. If you feel at any point where your makeup is a little bit too powdery, this works out for that. If you wanted to like set your makeup as such, the L'Oreal Infallible Setting Mist is good. It pretty much makes your makeup transfer proof, but the nozzle on this one is hideous and the scent on this is so strong that I'm so scared to use this because I fallen sick after using it. Like I've inhaled it and regretted it. The Charlotte Tilbury one is also pretty good, but I don't use it as much, but it's a good setting spray. This one is really nice. This is the e.l.f. Power Grip Dewy Setting Spray. I use this before my makeup as well as after to make it a little bit long lasting. I don't really expect my makeup to be transfer proof, so you can't take those recommendations from me because that's not my expectation, and I don't even test products for that. Coming to the last recommendations, which is not makeup, for perfume, it's this one from Jimmy Choo. It's one of my most used perfumes these days. I love the scent on this one. It's such a balanced scent. I'm not going to be describing the notes because I'm so bad at it, but I love it. It's not too sweet, not too cloying. I love how I smell every single time I use this. And a deodorant that I've been loving and repurchased a couple of times in different variants is the Sol de Janeiro Dio. This one is the Cheriosa 68. I've tried out the purple one, the red one, the vanilla one. The vanilla one is not my favorite. I don't know the numbers, but it's not my favorite. And their body mists are also not my favorite. But this deodorant is worth the price. It's so good. I use it pretty much every single day. Keeps me smelling fresh throughout the day. Smelling fresh throughout the day is a big deal breaker for me. Yeah, that's pretty much it. If you guys are wondering like where is your lipstick recommendation, it's coming up in the next video because I don't want to film everything in one. It's a lot of filming to do, so yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it helpful. Do come back for the lipstick swatches, and yeah, let me know what other products you want me to try out during this sale. What are your product recommendations for me? Let me know those in the comments down below as well, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.